INCHIE day. Today, I'm just inspired to do some kind of mixed medium square. Like no specific subject. I'm just going to grab what I have and just play. That's what I want to do. So I've got some pretty inks here and here. Aren't those pretty? And this one. And I'm just going to play with what I have. So let's shake this one up. And these are those beautiful transparent inks. They're so beautiful. And so I'm just going to do, you can hear Richard and my grandson out there.
Time to eat.
Okay, thanks, Peanut. I'll be just a second, okay? So I'm just going to put a couple of purple out. They want me to go eat supper. And I will put out a couple of bluebies. And then, so we'll put a blobby over there. And then I think I'm going to add some yellow transparent oxide. So just a little of this. I'm going to use my finger when I'm adding this one because it's a tiny bit thicker. I don't know what this is going to look like, but it reminds me when you go to the exhibition or the fair and they do a spinner thing, you know. So next I'm going to take a sponge, just a little piece. I'm going to cut off a little piece of this sponge and wet it, and then use it to blob it all there. It's all wet now, just that little corner of sponge. And then just kind of dab it and see what happens. Ooh, that looks kind of coolio. It's very pale and very gorgeous. Look at that, you guys. Isn't that pretty? Oops, I dragged my nail through it, Monica. Oh, I love how that looks. I want a tiny bit more of that. Teeny bit more. That yellow is acting kind of like how Tim Holtz Distress ink. They're all doing that, actually. Like how Distress inks are. They're all making like circles. Oh, I love this. Now, isn't it fun to practice on an INCHIE? Something that you normally probably would never do. I love how this is turning out. I'll swipe this up. I'll be back after turned out and the subtleties of these. Isn't that cool? Love it. So what I'm going to do is just sort of, I just tore this off of a package I just got from Mad Fox Studios, and that's where I get a lot of my ephemera from. So I'm just going to use a little tiny piece of this, and I will attach this to my INCHIE. I've just added that little tiny piece up in the corner there. I actually wanted it to be right up in the corner, but I think it's glued down. And then next, what I'm going to do, when I'm doing layering, when I'm doing it on a larger piece, I always like to use 3 different things. I'll just use a little piece of this black and white, this here. I'm going to even tear it down the middle so I don't get as many of the gingham pieces. There we go. Just maybe put it kind of across like there. I just have the stamp sitting here. It's a handmade buy. It doesn't really matter what the stamp says. I'm just going to just stamp it like directly across the whole INCHIE. It's just adding more texture to the little teeny tiny image. And it says handmade by, but when you look at it all together, it's just a little piece of mixed media. So that's what I usually do. I use 3 different things, even though with all this we lost our pretty gorgeous background. But that's how it is with layering. Sometimes you don't see it at all. And then I'm just going to take some blue patina wax. And this is the bottle. It's by Finnabair. And it is there. So patina is a wax. So I'm going to have to get something to put it on. Some of that just sort of randomly throughout this lychee. It's kind of like when people use gesso just to blend the whole image together. And that's what I've done with this. Just a teeny, I didn't need very much at all. Put it on my finger and just sort of rubbed it around. Okay, the last thing I'm going to put on here, I have this notepad that's just chock full of quotes. See how they're typed on the bottom of it? It is so cool. And there's one quote here and it says, "If I were asked to give what I consider the single most useful bit of advice for all of humanity, it would be this: expect trouble as an inevitable part of life. When it comes, hold your head high, look it squarely in the eye and say, I will be bigger than you. You cannot defeat me. Then repeat to yourself the most comforting words of all. This too will pass." And that quote is from Ann Landers. So I'm going to take the little "this too will pass" and glue it right on top of that page. So whether it be good times, bad times, it doesn't really matter. The moment will pass. Doesn't matter what it is. So this too will pass is what I'm going to, you see how tiny it is? I'm just going to cut that out. And that's going to be my mixed media INCHIE for today. Here's my just mixed media INCHIE for today. That was really fun to do. This too will pass. And funnily enough, the irony of this, I didn't know what Richard was doing today. So his is this. And I said, what does that stand for? The S and all that. And he goes, it was such a stressful day at work today. And so I just drew something that to him symbolized stress. And then, well, this too will pass. Isn't that cool? So anyway, we'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.